in Animoji gaming, so I think I will most likely get interrupted, but I still try to do it anyway, since basically, yeah, it's just one more video, even though it is basically a quite long video, the same like the previous Cyberpunk, which is 1 hour and 8 minutes, but this time is the games that I basically more prefer and can be considered as one of my favorite games, since I basically still try to play it right now, even though, yeah, I'm not sure whether I will still try to play it or not, because I'm currently playing the Grand Theft Auto Online instead. Besides, it is already moved into a different
Press circle
solid state
button.
drive. So, yeah, this was a Watch Dogs Legion, and of course the standard edition, since it is in the PlayStation 4, which is most of the gameplay is already streamed into Twitch except for the prologue. So the prologue that was actually available on the Twitch is basically from the PC instead. And yeah, in the PC I just try to complete the Burrow Divine and
Menu
other
narration
side
clause
mission instead
enable
of the
text to
main
speech.
missions. Because yeah, all of the main mission will probably the same as the one that I have been done before on the PlayStation 4, even though I was actually use the harder difficulty, since I can basically use a trainer infinite health very easily. So yeah, I basically use the resistant edition and also the permadeath mode, even though I actually use, before I was using the trainer, I was actually lost all of my operatives, which I didn't expect. I need to start over from the very first mission again, which is pretty annoying, to be honest, because it should be not really matters, and they should do from the picking the first operative instead, because yeah, we cannot do anything in the prologue. So yeah, if I talk about the length of this video, I didn't notice that it was no longer a prologue, and yeah, that's the reason why I took this game for quite a long time, for durations. Even if I try to combine with the previous video during the download or the first inserting the disc into the PlayStation 4, this actually has the same length as the previous Metal Gear Solid 5 Phantom Pain that I have been record without any interruption for more than 1 hour and 30 minutes. So yeah, that's crazy. And yeah, I didn't know about anything, any best option, so obviously I will try to do the easiest ones instead. So basically the last time that before this game, the last time that I tried to play the Watchdog is actually the Watchdog 2, and but I only tried to continue what my previous owner, PlayStation 4 owner, used to complete. So my college friends is already complete all of the story, and I can only do the side mission. And yeah, I just don't get it why the user interface are not as good as the one that I used to do on the first Watchdog in the PC. But yeah, when I try to play the first Watchdog on the PlayStation 4 again, seems to be not as good as the Legion, because the Legion has the best or the most intuitive user interface, perhaps, even though there are several open world features that basically not available on this game. But I don't know, it still feels quite addicting. But at the same time, if I already try to finish the main mission, I will eventually get bored. Because yeah, there's not many things to do. beside the main mission. And I just don't get why the loading screen is pretty low, to be
London.
honest.
What a town.
And
History
it's
around every
actually
corner and a
immediately
tourist
goes
photographing it.
into
Pub serving up a
the
pint and a
beginning
smile.
of
All that
the
music,
games
theatre and
without
art.
going
And
into the main
multiculturalism.
menu first.
And
I
the
just
world's
don't
oldest
get
underground, the Tube. The class of cities, really. Top shelf stuff. Only took 12,000 years to build it up, and one night to tear it all down.
12,000 years to build a city that almost conquered the whole world. And that's the reason why English is the most populated language as well. So yeah.
Our status.
The prologue
Remember,
is
security's
also not
down.
randomized.
Plenty of your flying friends about.
Always play as the same character, names and physical form, obviously. Because yeah, but
Dalton,
sadly,
no time to waste.
he will be dying in
Yes,
this
ma'am.
first mission, and we will never play with this character again. Unless you're trying to download the mod menu on the PC.
Any idea what we're up
Basically
against,
can
Bagley?
customize
If you hadn't
any
brushed off, I
characters
might.
that you
Ever
have
consider leaving these security threats to the authorities?
appearance.
That's rich, Bagley.
So maybe
The
later,
government would sooner
once
arrest us
this
for trying to
game is
help than
already
actually do
released
something
on
useful.
Steam
Let's got this one on our own.
Carefully,
27th
Dalton.
of
Bagley, are
January.
you detecting a little worry in Sabine's voice?
Brilliant. Asking the computer about feelings. This explains so much.
Shut it, you two, and get to work.
Used to be
There she is.
during the winter sale on the Epic Games. Because yeah, I just wanted to play using mod menu because it would be interesting, because I can basically customize any randomization that already be done to us. So basically there's no more randomization, even though yes, sadly it was not an official feature of this game. Because yeah, it's pretty interesting. It kind of make it more like
That hurt you
sympathetic
more than it
trainer
hurt me.
Grand Theft Auto 5, perhaps. I'm not sure. So obviously my phone is already charged at 100%.
Do us a
as
favor
well,
and
so
keep
I
it
don't
quiet,
need to
Dalton.
If they don't
charge,
shoot
but
me,
also
I won't
use
shoot
this
them.
phone as
How's
the
that?
Animoji, even though most likely after I was doing 1 hour of this video, it definitely drained until 80%. Because yeah, we're only running 8 minutes and it's already drained for around 2% of the battery. But I'm not sure whether I can do it until 1 hour, since I will get interrupted perhaps, which I will continue tomorrow, while also finding out more videos that I will create Animoji. But most likely, even though tomorrow I will get more free time, but I'm not sure whether I will able to do all of the remaining Animoji, obviously, because on average the average length of the video is around 40 minutes, and I think I still have more than 10 games that I haven't created before. So yeah, it takes 24 hours perhaps if I try to do it over and over again. So it's pretty dark, just like as usual, because of the HDMI video capture. The sound is of course still not muted yet, because there's no gun sound yet, which is pretty loud to be recorded by the Zoom for no reason.
They've got loads of dead set gear down here. Now, why do you suppose that is?
Until the And
How did they get their
the
hands
final
on it?
mission, we will
I don't
actually
know.
never visit
But
this
someone
place
wants to make
again,
it look
so
like
it's
DedSec was here.
basically pretty unique
You need
place
to
that
proceed with
only
extreme
happened on the
caution,
prologue.
Dalton.
Who are these men in black
Unless
anyway?
we're
Nothing
using
identifying.
teleports
I
from
suspect
the
that's by
menu,
design.
perhaps. I'm not sure whether it is possible or not. Basically, the stealth in this game is not really important, especially during the prologue. So when I try to do it for the 3 times because I've
Oh,
lost
fuck me.
one of my operatives,
The entire place is
I
rigged to blow.
basically try
Jesus,
to do
those
it
canisters.
immediately
Bagley, is that...
RDX
without
nitrogen.
trying
Enough to level Parliament.
Can you locate a
sneak
detonator,
over,
Bagley?
which
Not
is
exactly,
basically
but there's a
make
device
it
streaming a fuckload of
backbone
encrypted
as
data
well.
from the floor above you.
Yeah, that fits the bill. On my way.
Basically, you don't actually need to beat down all of the guards as well. So maybe it's more like a speedrunning strategy, perhaps. And I think there's no achievement that we can actually make if we try to beat down the guards.
Their profiles are heavily encrypted. No identifying information.
Also, basically,
Ghosts in this system. Staged DedSec propaganda all around the bombs.
basically there are
These
no
pricks are going to blow up Parliament and
collectibles
hang it
that
on
we
us.
can actually
Not if you
find
get
in
to that
here as
detonator
well.
first.
So yeah, it is pretty unnecessary to go around this place. Because yeah, this should be the basement of the Buckingham Palace, or I'm not sure. Or the government palace near the Big Ben. I'm not sure what is the real names of those places. Because basically it's just a catacombs, which is basically pretty scary if you put it as a horror video games. So they definitely try to put the interior as the separate world, so that's the reason why it took process to load the game, just like how
House of Commons.
the interior
Whoever
of
these men in
Grand
black
Theft
are, they
Auto
put
Online
forward
tried to
to
be
set up in the centre
implemented.
of government.
Basically, it used to be a common thing in the Grand Theft Auto San Andreas, obviously. Because maybe Grand Theft Auto San Andreas is already the biggest map, even though it's not that big in terms of size, but the amounts of
I found the
objects,
detonator.
the varieties that was
And it's
actually
definitely live.
consists in the map
Bagley,
is
I'm going to need some help with this.
Yes, you are, but sadly I'm locked out.
Grand Theft Auto 5 didn't
We don't have a
have
chance
the
without
same
Bagley.
thing.
Wait, I might know a workaround.
Yeah, the quality,
You trained
the
in manual
graphic
overrides at
quality
MI5?
may not be
You're full of surprises.
best, but yeah,
Be quick about it.
there's still no games like it.
All right,
We
Bagley, do your
hopefully
thing.
can experience it on the Grand Theft Auto
And
6.
these bombs have just armed themselves. Well, that may
I
complicate
don't know
matters.
when,
Fuck's sake.
because I
Can you
think
defuse them or not? Of course I can,
games
but I might
that
also
just
trip another
recently
failsafe and
released
vaporize you, so
was
fair warning.
Expect this to draw some attention your way, Dalton.
Oh, I'm counting on it.
Hogwarts Legacy.
Company at our back door.
It's only for pre-order user.
Dalton, we've got
First,
some heat
perhaps,
here
I'm
at
not sure.
HQ.
How long's this going to take,
This
Bagley?
is what
Depends how
is
often you interrupt me with
basically
questions.
weird, because
All right, everyone.
this
Faces
Sabine
on,
is look
guns
like
out. It's about to get
not
real.
acting at all, because he's basically the one that behind all of this. She's the one. So even though in the final mission is only
They're on
about
me. I'll try and
drones,
hold them off.
because yeah, he's technically just some guy that tried to control everything. Perhaps, I'm not sure.
I know you're here somewhere.
Yeah, she will only appear after the leader of
Bagley,
the
update.
Let's just
mercenaries
say I'm
is
both
already
impressed and
defeated.
annoyed by how sophisticated this
Even though
anti-tamper security is. Still working.
she
Bagley,
used to
tell me
be
you're close.
working with
Through
him
security. Now wading through terabytes of decoy code looking for the detonation sequence.
to plan this bombing.
I'm in cover. They're my cross. Landing a shot.
At the gunfight. So the weapons that we can carry is actually only two, which is the primary and the secondary. Even though one of them can be a heavy weapons, that's the reason why we cannot see how they actually carry the guns. So it's basically realistic and unrealistic at the same time.
Problem, Dalton. I need your physical appendages now.
So yeah, just not sure
What's wrong?
whether
There are
this
3 slots on the
we
left.
are
One of them is
really
the receiver.
an
You need to
Asian
pull the controller wire.
spy before
Are you
or
fucking
not.
kidding me?
No, I'm fucking not. Pull
I
the
think
wire.
most likely it was a spy because the appearance
This
is
gets me blown up.
probably similar.
Bombs defused. See? That wasn't so bad, was it?
Bagley, you bastard. You're gonna give me a bloody heart attack then.
So it seems to be everyone is still surviving
Whoa,
those attacks.
whoa, what the fuck am I
for
looking
some
at?
reason.
It appears Parliament is not the only target. More bombs are going live as we speak.
On screen, Bagley.
The main character is
Now we
dead.
need to get the word out. Those sites need to be evacuated.
They're spread out all over London. There isn't any time.
But my sister's at the town conference. We have to do something.
I picked up a transmitter on the roof that is sending out a signal to the other bomb sites. If you can reach it,
I can shut it all down.
All of this works. Yeah, because maybe all of them
Sabine!
were actually dead.
Dalton, we're breached! Go! The roof!
Sabine, what's going on?
We're being raided. It's a bloodbath. Her protocol is to wipe everything, including Bagley.
I need him for the transmitter.
I know, but if they get him, they get everything. Names, ops, locations.
Okay, I'll do it the old-fashioned way. Wipe him.
yes, wipe me.
Do it, Sabine, and get the hell out of there.
Just don't get it why.
Okay, Bagley's down.
Because it's basically
You're on
only
your own.
turning off
Dalton,
the
this
system.
goes.
It won't. I'll see you at the rally point. I promise.
Look,
So it's just really just acting. I just don't get it why they try to do this kind of story. Because yeah, it's pretty weird, to be honest, to have the final boss is actually the closest people. Just like Grand Theft San Andreas, perhaps, when you finally kill the big smoke. To be honest, it's pretty weird.
God, this has gone completely tits up.
Shots fired!
Because even though many people like those kind of twists, I just don't get it. This is just it, and basically there's nothing else after this. So he's just die for no reason. maybe the one that basically made me addicted to the game is because the setting was actually in London, because it's pretty rare to have open world games on London before. So yeah, that's the reason why it's pretty unique, unlike the previous two Watch Dogs, basically in the United States.
Unimpressed.
Look at you.
Oh, you still think you'll need to save London?
So this
I'm afraid
is
that's not going to happen.
basically
You're
weird
here
as
to
well.
help us with some important work.
Just
Important
die
work?
because of real
Killing
trouble.
thousands of...
Exactly. To save the world. You do know Londoners have died before. The plague, the Great Fire, the Blitz.
Basically,
Not much
this has
fun.
been
But destruction is
doesn't look
always
like
the
a cure at
cure.
all.
And it begins today. 0 day. Time for a hard reset.
Oh my God.
Yeah, that's the last of it. Just really weird. So the only
series of explosions devastated 3 sites in
was
London. Authorities are asking residents to
happened
remain in their homes
Parliament.
as the situation continues to develop. We have received
maybe
no
because it's
official
basically a
casualty
real
notice.
historical building, so
for a
yeah,
series
that's the
of
reason why
candlelight vigils
it
that
just
brought
don't
closure
need
to
be
thousands of families
destroyed
and
in the
indeed
game.
to an entire city. London is now laser focused.
Today at 10 Downing Street, when Nigel
Two
Cass,
buildings, I think,
CEO of
was
private military
maybe
company
fictional
Albion,
ones,
received a
perhaps.
mandate to secure London. Cass has vowed to hunt down DedSec, terrorists responsible.
And if you talk about
Albion used
the
cutting-edge artificial intelligence systems and
physical
autonomous
appearance
drones to capture the remaining
of this
members of
game is
DedSec.
actually pretty similar, like the one that we are basically seeing on
Posting
the Need
record
for Speed Heat
profits due
cutscene,
to increased
perhaps.
efficiencies in
That's the
production and
reason why this
distribution,
game is
enabled by the
obviously
use
one
of
of the
technologies
heaviest,
initially
just like
developed and
Cyberpunk
approved for security
2077,
purposes.
Cleanup as
even
crime
though,
numbers take a
yeah,
dive.
it's
Illegal
still
gambling,
not
drug
really an
trafficking and
open world
prostitution
game,
all
to be
down
honest,
following prosecutions of the leaders of
because
4 of
yeah,
London's
there's
5
not
largest criminal
many
syndicates.
things to do,
The streets of
and
Camden
it seems to be pretty static.
As Albion's mandate is extended
Maybe
indefinitely
because
by the government,
we
life
never see
finally
any
begins to
games
return
like
to
Grand Theft
normal.
Auto Online, which is
Curfews and travel
basically
restrictions have been
try
lifted
to
in
be
all boroughs,
updated
thanks
at
to the deployment
very frequent
reports of
times.
rioting in Trafalgar Square have been
Even
greatly
most
exaggerated,
people don't really
possibly by foreign
like it
meddlers
because
pushing a false
the
narrative
updates
through
is
social
only for
media.
the online
Albion is
games, which is basically not
without
really
circulation of fake
good,
news, conspiracy theories
especially
persisting
when
in
we
dark
haven't
corners of the internet.
any
That terrorist group
haven't got
DedSec
any
were
people
framed
to
for
join our
problems
rooms,
have been
and
roundly
the loading
rejected.
screen is
Our
just so
own reporters
long,
could not find a single
and also
Londoner willing to
there's
espouse
so
those
many
views on camera.
cheaters, obviously. That's the reason why online games are just too weird, even though there are so many people makes money playing online games, because online games, the real online games, is very competitive. That's the reason why there are so many people basically can win the competition and get a lot of money. And that's the reason also people call that as an esports, because yeah, it's on another level of skill. Because yeah, they definitely need to practice over
I
and
need to
over
assemble a
again in
team, but
order
I can't reboot
to achieve
DedSec alone.
those things.
Let me break into London CTOS and
This
see
is
who's
what I
available.
also don't understand. So basically, the one that try to recruit another cooperatives is the one that basically betrayed. Or
I'm
maybe
Claire Waters, and we've
it's
been
just
discussing the
basically
hacktivist, now alleged
only
terrorist group,
thing
DedSec,
that
on this
basically
week's
you
Buccaneer
want
Radio.
shoot
I have
on.
Colin calling in. Colin, what's your
It's
take?
just,
Now, I've been saying from the start we should have rounded up DedSec and thrown them in jail.
it's just trying
Now,
to
I'll
stop
say they
the
should all be
Albion,
lined up
perhaps,
and shot.
You don't find it
because
awfully
the Albion
convenient that
seems to
they've
be
been fingered as the
not
attackers, but we've seen no
incorporated
proof?
with her.
Look at Tone! Look at our city! What more proof do you need?
So
Well,
basically,
Colin,
the spider
I'd say you
bot
have
is
to look at
already
their history of
exists
non-violent action.
from
Albions put
Watchdog
more
2,
civilians in the
but
hospital in the
first
past few months than
Watchdog,
DedSec ever has.
I think it is
I
not
smell a
available
scapegoat.
yet. So,
Now
but
I have
if you talk
Emily
about
calling in. Emily,
user
what's your take?
interface
You're absolutely right
and
there. The
great
government's just
hacking
framing DedSec because
from
they
the
want to make it seem
CCTV,
like
it
they
is
have
most
this under
likely
control.
pretty
They probably
similar.
have no clue who was behind the bombings. But that doesn't look good on the news, does it?
Like the
DedSec's been a
Watchdog,
thorn in their side. Who
the
better to pin
original,
it on?
obviously.
Angie, I have you next. What do you make of all this?
I think of everything.
Then I was falling into the energy core. So since this is basically more advanced technology, so yeah, that's the reason why it seems to be very hot in the center. There's a lot of server in order to process all of the technology that basically not exists right now. But of course, this is not as advanced as the Cyberpunk 2077 as well, where cybernetics is already a common thing. Even though yeah, I'm not sure, because the hacking interface of the Cyberpunk is not as good as the one that in the Watchdog. Maybe because the Watchdog is just so convenient with the user interface since the first original one. So yeah, that's the reason why they can iterate the feedback to make it as easy as possible, even for the new players and the returning ones. So the data is no longer transmitted using cables, it's using lasers, which is really weird, to be honest. Because yeah, data should not can be seen physically, but yeah, this time it's basically pure light, maybe like fiber optics, but yeah, basically fiber optics has so many possibilities, but fiber optics is pretty much so basic, so it's hard to
The situation is worse than I thought.
encode the data. So that's
Brilliant.
the reason why
Let's get the people of London on board.
in the internal you're obviously not using it. So yeah, if you talk about the first 3 operative, it definitely a randomizer, because yeah, I have already tried to do it 3 times. It's always give me with the different names. So I tried to choose all of the operatives as girl in order to make it more common as the next operative as well, for some reason. Even though, yeah, it's basically not necessary as well, since usually the beautiful girls is not having the best equipment, so you cannot do anything and you only try to use the basic non-lethal weapons. So we're not halfway of the video, it's just 30 minutes. There's still 40 minutes remaining, even though it should be no longer prologue, so I actually can't stop from now, but I decided to continue, which is really weird because I haven't known anything about this game yet. So yeah, that's the reason why. So I thought the first
Glad to see you're
operative is
alive.
actually the one
You're
that
still
I
committed to the
will
cause.
use,
DedSec
but
needs you.
instead the
I'll send you
last
the
one
coordinates
that
to our last safe
I
house.
choose
Meet me
is
there.
actually
Fine,
the one
whatever.
that we will use first in the beginning. So yeah, that's too bad. Even though this character is the one that have the real weapons, which is the submachine gun. If you talk about the world environment, it still have some sort of similarities with the Watchdog 2. But yeah, it just have a better user interface instead of, because I really don't like the Watchdog 2 user interface until it really makes me not addicted with it, or maybe because I have already played this game, which is basically able to choose any kind of characters or personalization as well, obviously, with the characters. And when I try to play the Watchdog 2, obviously, I can only play it with the single characters. And it was also man as well. So I don't really like it. Just like how I tried to play the Need for Speed 2015 and Payback after I was playing the Need for Speed Heat, which able to do any kind of character customization. So yeah, it's pretty weird, even though the character is basically only appear after every race, but it's still quite interesting to have those kind of personalization. And when you try to play the older games who didn't have the same exact thing, it feels weird. It's like playing with nostalgic games from the PlayStation 2, perhaps, I'm not sure.
I've downloaded a patch to your optics so you can access our security system. It's set up so that I can't just let someone who isn't DedSec in. You'll have to do the manual override.
So if I get past this manual override,
so basically,
does that make me
this kind of
DedSec?
feature is already available
Hello?
on the Watchdog 1 as well, but I just don't understand. I know I quite forgot about it. That's the reason why I'm pretty confused about how can I do this. And that's the reason why this video took so long. I used to play several times the open world in the Watchdog 2, but I never really find this kind of thing. So I used to have the closed circuit terminal, which I didn't know how I need to do in order to open up the doors. Even though basically the closed circuit terminal can be destroyed in order to open the doors, even though it will basically trigger an alarm, but basically it's better than trying to do it
I'll see you
another
downstairs
way.
later then.
Fuck. This is it, isn't it?
Just get why the basement or the base, the safe house is basically an old station. The subway perhaps that no longer used, but for some reason there are some entrance to the current public places. So that's the reason why they try to renovate the place and
Yo,
fill with the technology.
someone here?
No,
Oh shit, there's no power.
when there are no people at all, it is basically pretty scary for some reason. Just like when we try to approach Sabine in her other safe house, we just have to know. And one thing
No DedSec registration detected. Identify yourself, or I'll seal the exits, hack your optic, and read you every drunken email you ever wrote until you starve.
Look, bruv, you got a problem? Take it out with Sabine. She sent me.
Sabine's alive? Well, that's one piece of good news. I'm Bagley, DedSec's definitely not stolen, highly advanced AI assistant, and it seems I've been out of commission for a few months. Anyway, why don't you go connect me to the DedSec network so I can become more powerful than you could possibly imagine? I mean, catch up on what I missed.
So basically, one thing that I basically don't really like about this game is, even though we are basically have so many operatives, but for some reason we just cannot play it with more than one operatives at once, unless it is for a unique mission, which is basically
that's
also
it.
not
I'm reconnected to the network, downloading our database, news archives, and oh no, terrorist group DedSec responsible for deadly bombings in London. Dalton Wolf dead. I leave you people alone for a second, and you immediately cock it all up.
So tell me, Bagley, if DedSec wasn't behind them bombings, then who was?
There's a gap in my memory after Dalton. Well, let's be honest, after I disarmed the bomb at Parliament. I'm missing information about what happened after I was taken offline. But from what I can infer, an unknown hacker group identified only as Zero Day was involved. I believe this Zero Day staged the attacks and framed DedSec for their dirty work. Come to my terminal. Sabine is requesting a video call.
After this, we can actually training on doing melee attacks with some trainers, which is basically immediately appear in the base, but we are never really able to play those characters as well.
Patching in Sabine Brandt now. I suggest you listen very closely to anything she has to say.
There you are. I'm glad you made it. Bagley. God, it's good to hear your demented little voice. Is your memory intact?
Not even slightly. The last record I have is of our HQ being raided. My only lead is a group known as Zero Day. Ring any bells?
No. But the HQ was attacked by some men in black who saying that we're at Parliament. Maybe working together.
Every people is
We
already
didn't stand a
died.
chance. They just gunned everyone down.
Gunned down? Shit, how'd you make it out?
I managed to escape through the sewers to Camden. A contact smuggled me out of the city, and I've been hiding out in the north since.
Prudent. Your profile is red flagged as a high priority target in the city's surveillance system. Even a partial recognition here would have you hunted down and shot on sight.
They're doing a proper crackdown on DedSec here. Listen, I'm on your side, yeah? Believe me. But I don't want to get got, know what I mean?
Listen, if anyone knows anything about risks, it's me. I lost everything and everyone. But it comes down to this. London is in a death spiral. And if DedSec can't pull it out, trust me, no one can.
The next installment of Watch
The city needs a resistance.
yet, or any info
It starts
about
with
it,
you.
maybe because there's a pandemic and Ubisoft just concentrate on
I say,
of
let's resist.
Perhaps.
Excellent.
Sure.
New user registered. Welcome to DedSec.
Yeah, we are already more than halfway of the video, but it's still 30 minutes remaining.
Now, it would be irresponsible of us to release you naked and mewling into the wild. You'll find equipment around the safe house that are essential items in your DedSec kit.
For 4 years, it should be this year to be released, but yeah, I think most likely it was not going to happen, even though maybe it is already currently developed, just like GTA 6, which we still don't know when will it eventually develop after more than 10 years since the last Grand Theft Auto. But yeah, previously until 2019, they definitely tried to develop Red Dead Redemption. Focus on that, which is pretty good, but I don't really like it because yeah, it's old times. And I just don't like the riding a horse in the game. It's just making travel so slow. So yeah, basically there are only 4 years of focused development of the Grand Theft Auto 6. So that's the reason why still not any info besides the
We have a sophisticated system for hiding your identity from facial recognition tech. It's called a mask. And while we're here, perhaps we can talk about updating your wardrobe. I mean, look at you. Come on.
Play it as well, even though cheater is getting bigger as well for some reason. Maybe because they already tried to concentrate on the Grand Theft Auto 6 instead.
You've got all these fancy new toys, but it's also important to know the basics. You need to learn how to throw a punch and how to take one. Albion will escalate if you come at them with a gun and shoot you down. We want to avoid collateral damage. In DedSec, we try to use guns only as a last resort.
Have you already met Connie Robinson? She owns the pub and is an old DedSec contact, not to mention a champion amateur boxer. Go to the practice ring and she'll show you how to stop flinching when someone cocks a punch at you.
This is actually always the same character as well, so any kind of non-playable or non-recruitable character is basically always the same.
Hit me. Don't be shy.
Maybe because it was
you want to get in under my block. Find the weak points.
The cutscenes.
Nice one.
So any kind of randomized names from the character is obviously tried to be avoided.
Quick on your feet now. You want to create
the
distance.
randomizer is not
couldn't have done that better himself.
To generate AI or text to speech, perhaps.
Yes. Nice
sure.
One.
The randomizer is pretty interesting because it's one of the breakthrough in video games, because we never see anything like it before in open world games, because we are actually lack of open world games, because open world games is definitely hard to be developed. Unless it's just trying to continue the previous games, but yeah, if they try to do that, most likely it will feel the same. I don't know what games that basically like that. Maybe like any other.
There's only one more skill you need to master: socialization.
Like
the rest of your team has arrived. Why not go and have a chat?
Every year, such as FIFA or MotoGP, F1. It's definitely used the similar.
Welcome to the team, mate.
To certain times.
Oh yes, I'm ready to get my hands dirty with you lot.
But most likely, the gameplay is definitely the same.
All right.
I still can't believe we're DedSec. Shouldn't we have a mentor or something? One that's not a computer?
Too late, cuz. We're getting first-hand experience, yeah?
Now that you're all as thick as cyber thieves, Sabine would like to talk to you.
Basically, the traitor itself.
Well done, team. It's good to see the safe house filling up again. The only way we're going to keep London from falling into total oppression is by rebuilding the resistance. We need to recruit, train, build back our arsenal. The people are itching to rise up and take their city back.
But sadly, the
we just need to
recruit is
show
also
them
limited
that
for
DedSec are
some
fighting
reason.
along with them.
Because maybe
Yeah, look, what we need to do now is clash with the fuckers who is exploiting London.
That's the reason why
Albion's got it so you
just
can't
not
question them
impossible
or
to
speak out
recruit
against them.
as many as people as
Fascist
possible,
creeps.
because the safe
Lest we
house
forget
is
Clan
definitely
Kelly
filled
either. Their little fiefdom
with
gets larger and more
peoples.
dangerous by the day.
Fair, But remember that this zero-day hacker group is still out there. They took out DedSec once, and it's a good bet they'll try again. I believe they were responsible for the bombings and framed DedSec. With your help, I plan to get to the bottom of this mystery.
Sure.
I'd say that's a full docket. Enough talk. Let's unfuck London.
It's not even a word.
First order of business. The Signals Intelligence Response Service, or SIRS, or the Earl Grey Gestapo, have developed a surveillance technology called AR reconstruction. It's the bleeding edge of privacy rights violation, and thus it could be very useful in our attempts to find Zero Day.
Able to swap the characters, but I decided to use the same ones until I finally failed the mission, if I'm not mistaken. I just realized it can able to swap the characters, but I'm not sure if I'm not using the permadeath and also the resistant editions, obviously, because it's not really related, maybe to permadeath only. So if any of
We have some damage control to do if we want to change the perception that we're a bunch of violent thugs. I'll let you be the judge of how best to handle yourself, but remember, you represent DedSec now.
If I want less, because just game, or maybe I will still need to do it since the save game is gonna be, or I can actually copy the save game the current games into the one that I will play on the Steam. Hopefully it will be supported, since basically it's just pretty basic save game, should be. I'm not sure when will I download the games as well, because I actually wanted to download the games in my old gaming PC that already upgraded, and yeah, just like what I have been saying in the previous Animoji. So I've actually already lost some of the things that basically I can buy previously, because yeah, I'm just not too serious to buy it. So for some reason, they eventually got a more serious buyer to pay for the things that they sell, which is the video graphic cards for PC game. And I think I finally got interrupted, so I'm just gonna be pause this game and pause the recording as well and try to continue tomorrow when I finally got more times. But yeah, maybe I need to copy from the SSHD as well into the old game PC in order to prepare for the next or more Animoji gaming. So yeah, that's all. Okay, I decided to continue the Animoji since basically it's just a false interruption, so yeah, I still have some times to do it this remaining 20 minutes of the Watchdog Legion on the PlayStation 4, which is basically no longer
if
a
you're
problem.
feeling out of your depth or like you could use a breather, you can always call on your new...
Yeah. Even though it's basically... I'm still not really know how to play this game, so
teammates to step in.
That's the reason why it should be
That's the advantage of working together instead of alone.
Can be longer. So hopefully I can finish this today so that I can unplug the OTG drive from my Mac Air, which I already
in theory, the AR reconstruction should allow me to use various sources of surveillance data to rebuild past events, access a data relay, and I can scrape all the metadata for this area.
For tomorrow, where I will also have some free times. So but I'm still not. Maybe I'm still not able to copy directly from the hard drive
Advise conditions.
because it will be.
I'll have a look. See what set off the alarm.
Because it's just so hard to unplug the USB on my old gaming PC, especially when the case are not the best of its kind. So yeah, that's the reason why.
That's it. Now, let's take this autocratic wet dream for a test drive.
So I didn't know those kind of alarm can be turned off, but I think it's just really hard to find those alarm blocks. Perhaps, I'm not sure. So I decided to kill all the guards first in order to prevent any triggered alarm again. Perhaps, I'm not sure. So yeah, if all of the guards is already gone, I can basically just move around very freely.
PTOS AR, data reconstruction in progress.
Oh my days, this kind of thing could help us out big time.
You're right. We definitely need this extremely cool thing I want for investigating Zero Day. Shit, for some reason I can't clone it to our servers. All right, access the network here and let's see if we can't find out where to nick one.
So it's all about artificial augmented reality. Which basically
that's the CTOS up there.
Kind of try to do a flashback from a real perspective, perhaps, I'm not sure.
Aha! The SIRS has deployed this technology at their HQ, and I've just nabbed their manual on how to set up the system. Now, Scarpa, you can't steal their toy if they throw you in the gulag.
Just don't get it. What kind of things that basically
How are we supposed to get this AR stuff?
I think
the program is hosted on a server that's on the roof of SIRS HQ. All you have to do is grab the whole thing, then take it to a few high-density locations so I can recalibrate it to the DedSec network and clone my own version.
Yeah, that's cool, but how am I supposed to get the server off the fucking roof?
We need to find someone with access to a cargo or construction drone that can fly it off of there.
Most of them
Perfect opportunity to recruit a heavy lifter to the cause, I'd say.
So what exactly makes someone a heavy lifter?
Well, let's put our thinking caps on, shall we? Now, who in London would have access to a construction drone? Can it be a construction worker?
Obviously, robot prick.
Not so hard, was it? There's an active construction yard nearby. I dare say you'll probably be able to find a construction worker to recruit there. Here's the coordinates.
Yeah, obviously, because the AI is already very good, so basically most of the cars is already autonomous at the same time as well, even though we're still not reaching the flying cars like the one that basically available in the Cyberpunk 2077. But if we talk about the car design, it is basically almost like this Cyberpunk era. So yeah, the future dystopia, even though yeah, not as crazy as the Ghost in the Shell or the Alita Battle Angel, which is.
Hey, do you think construction workers like this get a lot of work? Because like the city needs rebuilding, innit?
Oh, they have a beastly drone friend. I mean, the person must have written too.
They don't quite fit the bill. Maybe another time.
The construction worker, so I basically need to finish the recruitment mission first, obviously, which is basically pretty repetitive and randomized.
This could be the one.
There are so many people that basically can be recruited in this game, but yeah, the the mission is
Occupation?
obviously not
Check.
as many
Drone?
as people
Check.
because
This could
they
be the one.
decided not able to
Oh, they have a beastly drone
randomize it
friend.
because
I mean,
maybe
the
the
person
things
looks
that
sufficient too.
basically can be done is limited. So yeah, most likely it seems to be pretty repetitive. So try to find the most beautiful construction worker, but I think I didn't get any, so yeah, I decided to recruit it anyway, especially it's still girls, perhaps because basically we still can
They look promising.
change the hair. So I actually always try to recruit the girl, even though if you talk about the recruitment that was get after the Bureau Divine is basically random, so it's still
Occupation?
eventually.
Check. Drone? Check.
Yeah,
This could be the one. Oh, they have a beastly drone friend. I mean, the person looks sufficient too.
Well. So yeah, that's the reason why.
Maybe.
Just cannot use all woman operatives.
They look promising.
So this is actually the one that I was recruit.
You look like the sort who wants to make a difference.
Oh, you're DedSec. Good. I need help with something.
Maybe, if we're not too busy. What's up?
Obviously,
I got in some money trouble with Claire and Kelly.
We
Now they have me
basically
working
not
off what
have
I owe them. Only the debt is
profiler
getting
yet.
bigger, not smaller. If you
deep
can help me
profiler,
settle that,
so
I'd appreciate it.
Alright,
most of the
I'll tell my crew.
people that basically can be recruited is already the one that not dislike the dead sex, so it not need to.
Hank Kelly will bleed our new friend dry if we don't do something. This particular construction site is a money laundering front for a Kelly chapter out of Camden Market. Any record of the debt would be stored there.
Got it.
So yeah, it's basically pretty interesting because yeah, since I definitely need guns when fighting the Clan Kelly, and this cooperative is actually the strongest because it's the one that have the lethal guns, just like the Clan Kelly. But actually, if you talk about guns in London,
Oh my days, look at this fucking setup.
Restricted.
When did the Kellys get their shit together?
You're looking for a terminal or some kind of device that Clan Kelly would have stored the debt records on.
Basically carry the guns on your own. Just like the popular movie that I already quite forgot about. What's it's called? It was
Don't have the right tool for the job. You can exchange your gadget for a different one that's better suited.
Regular person, act by Matthew McNaughton.
Situation.
So it's pretty interesting because there are so many gangsters in London, but most of them should not have guns, unlike in this game, which is have guns. Yeah, we didn't see any Russian mafia in this game, even though Russian has so many investment into London in real life. So that's the reason why it's really struggling, especially during the politics. Even British has already exited the European Union, but yeah, it's still close to the NATO, obviously, because maybe the country is still definitely in NATO. So it's definitely supporting the Ukraine, even though there are some Russian billionaires wasting their money in London.
Cease and desist, or you will be restrained.
Russian oligarchs. So I think I was actually failed for once. Not sure. Because if I did, I definitely need to change the character because I cannot immediately hit again. So this is also the one that basically weird because even though we are actually killing the peoples with the other guns, they should be throwing the guns, but sadly we just cannot pick up, so the guns is only available on your own.
Right, you're going to raise all record of their debt, putting our new friend back into the black, and more importantly, out of Frank Kelly's reach.
Not having any skills to use the guns of other people's, so we can only pick up their ammunitions. So I just don't get it why I didn't destroy the drone instead of just disable it. If you talk about the user interface of the guns, it is also pretty much like a Grand Theft Auto Online for some reason. And it's still pretty annoying. But if you talk about the people that basically already killed with little weapons, it's definitely cannot no longer be recruited. Besides, it's also considered as hate DedSecs, which is also impossible to be recruited even when they're still alive. So it's better to the people that basically already hate DedSecs is to be killed instead. So basically, if you try to use trainer and can basically unlock everything, I can actually do this remotely using the CT drones. So it's pretty interesting. That's the reason why I don't have to kill so many peoples. Because I just want to
transfer complete
them. But of course, we just cannot record every peoples because it will eventually got full. So we're already 5 minutes remaining, so I think I can finally able to do this without interruption. Yeah, hopefully it's not annoying. I just don't get it why there's destroyed cars in front of.
We wiped your debt with the Kellys. They shouldn't be bothering you no more.
Really? That is a relief. I'm glad to see the rumors about DedSec are wrong. You are good people.
Hey, our squad always needs new blood. You in?
Yes. I think we'll make a formidable team.
I'm not sure. Because there are only 4 minutes remaining.
Tonight on GBB, we ask, why won't the UK and the EU use the word refugee?
Him manually because in the safe house, basically the one that trained us to fight is actually the owner of the pub. So that's the reason why he basically know about the safe house as well. And try to protect, even though I just am not sure whether it's actually part of the DedSec or not. So yeah, I didn't also notice that after got that false interruption, my phone is actually reaching the 80%. So right now I need to plug it into my other MacBook as well in order to charge this phone, even though, yeah, if you talk about charge while also use the phone, it's just keep at the same percentage for no reason.
The DedSec resurgence have prompted Parliament to approve the use of lethal force for Albion contractors. CEO Nigel Cass
really
had this to say.
DedSec terrorists will quickly find that Albion, unlike the police force of this city, is battle-tested and proven in the field.
If I'm not mistaken,
The Prime Minister's office has called this shoot-to-kill mandate a drastic but necessary.
All right.
measure to make
Glad you made it. Hey, here's your new gear.
She seems to be pretty scary about the consequences of joining the DedSec, even though if
this is a big decision.
Regular version
Once I join DedSec,
basically
I can't have a normal life anymore.
not really like
Normal, fam.
people.
Feds have just said they can shoot us in the fucking streets. I know things are bad, and I want to do something to help. I just don't know if I can walk away from my life. Flip that script, cuz.
So
You ain't walking away. You're fighting to protect what you care about. Right. Okay. I'm ready. Welcome to the Resistance.
So it's called Reach the Haze location. I just wonder why, because there's no haze in this game. It's just pure hacking without basically
Welcome aboard, etc., etc. I'll give you the speech later. Right now, we need you and your big, strong drone friend to get on top of SRS HQ and steal a server. Think you can handle that?
I'm on my way.
Albion personnel are here to serve the community. Obey them.
So it is already the end of this video, so I definitely just goes to quit the game. And yeah, I'm finally able to do it without interruption, so I can finally unplug the OTG drive after this, just to make it a little bit cooler, because yeah, I just don't want to make it too hot. I'm afraid, because there are some pretty interesting data inside it that I don't want to lose, because flash storage is not easy to be recovered, because I still wanted to recover my 32GB of micro SD, which is not able to do that, unlike the hard drive, even though it's still basically expensive. So